Alright guys, so today I'm going to be changing the oil in my car. And this is a oil that I recommend highly, this Castrol GTX Magnetech. And in this engine, it takes a 5W30. Now I know a lot of people that have these engines, they'll run just whatever they can get, the cheapest stuff possible. This stuff right here, I don't find it all that expensive. It's about $20 for a gallon, and that's enough for an oil change. I change my oil about every 3,000 to 4,000 miles, depending on how I'm driving. The reason why I really like this stuff is just like it says here, and you can't always trust oil companies, but it says intelligent molecules cling to protect. Okay, well, the nice thing about this is it is a full synthetic engine oil. Okay, and you can read along the back here and see what I'm talking about. But what I really like about this stuff is it clings to all the engine parts, and it actually does put a nice anti-wear film on them, and it actually improved my fuel mileage. This stuff actually will help clean up sludge inside your engine, where other engine oils like this Valvoline synthetic blend here, high mileage 5W30, I don't like it. It wears out really fast, even though it says thick and durable anti-wear film. It wears out really too fast, in my opinion. The engine oil is always brown by like 1,000 miles. When I put this stuff in my engine, it's 3,000 miles, and I can pull the dipstick on it, and it's still gold. Okay, in fact, I'm going to show you guys that right now. Alright, I don't know if you guys can see that or not, but that engine oil is still a gold color. It's not black, and it might have a little bit of brown in it, but it's definitely not black. And this is at 4,000 miles. I find that pretty impressive. Whenever I use other engine oils, I find that the engine oil is literally as black as night by the time it reaches 4,000 miles. So that tells me that this engine oil is doing something a lot better. Another thing that people end up doing is, they've got oil leaks and things like that. Well, they want to go ahead and put in a thicker weight oil, for instance, like this 10W40. I don't recommend that. I don't recommend putting anything in your engine that is not certified for it. So 10W40, don't put that in your engine. Even if you have an oil leak, don't do that. They make additives and stuff for that, like Lucas, and they do work. But again, it's a temporary fix, just like this would be. The only difference is this is going to create too much pressure inside your engine, and you're going to end up making the leaks worse. So it's better just to go ahead and replace the seals that are leaking. And a lot of them on this particular engine are really easy and simple to replace. So again, I don't recommend ever putting in anything in that is thicker than what it recommends. So for instance, 5W30 is what this car recommends. That's what I'm going to put in it. If I have an oil leak, I can put an additive in it, or I'm going to replace the seals. The other thing, always make sure you get a good oil filter, like this Mobil 1 Extended Performance. Now, obviously, I'm not using Mobil 1 oil, but that doesn't matter. The filter itself is an awesome filter, and like it says here, protects for up to 1 year or 20,000 miles. Now, I don't recommend going 20,000 miles on any oil without changing it. I don't care if it's a new vehicle or an old vehicle, or what oil you have in it. Go to whatever your specifications are on your vehicle. So like on this car, it's like 8,000 miles is what it recommends. So with this oil, for instance, I know I'm safe to do that, but I don't do it. I change my oil prematurely, I guess you could say, but I also use these good filters. Don't use Fram oil filters. Fram oil filters are horrible filters. Unlike this Mobil 1, you end up paying like $4 more, and you get such a better filter out of the deal. The other ones are just absolutely horrible, and the biggest thing that I like about these is the seal right here. You get a nice good thick seal, and when you get the Fram ones, I don't have one here to show you guys because obviously I don't buy them because I don't use them, because I think they're trash. They have a much thinner seal on them, and they're prone to popping out. These guys actually will stay in place a lot better. I mean, obviously if you pull on it, it's going to come out. but you can see the little ridges on the inside of there that actually hold it in place, where the Fram ones just set inside there and there's nothing to hold them. So this is a much better filter just right there. Just that one little design makes it so much better, because what I found with the Fram filters, anytime I've ever taken a Fram filter off, the O-ring gets stuck to the port, and then you don't think about it and you put the next filter on, and now you've got two seals and you are going to acquire an oil leak, obviously. So always make sure you check when you take an oil filter off that the O-ring is attached to it. If not, go right back to where you just took the filter from and look around there, and I guarantee you're going to find it stuck on. Alright, so I got the engine oil drained out of the car over here. Now before I put this new filter on, I need to oil up this seal right here. That helps make sure that it gets a nice good seal on there. Also helps it tighten on better, and when you go to take it back off, it's going to help it come back off a little bit easier. Also, it'll help keep the seal lubricated so it can help it puff up so it's doing its proper job. So what I do is I get the little foil out from underneath it first, because this was a brand new jug. Turn it upside down. Take the cap back off. Now I've got oil right there. Nice fresh clean oil. And just run it around the ring. Really good. Another little tip that I do, and it's not necessarily needed, as I take some, I even put it around the inside right there where it screws on. Get it on those threads. Put some nice fresh oil on there. Now this particular filter, well, on this particular car I should say, the filter goes on sideways like that. So I can't preload it with oil. Now, I wish the oil filter went straight up, because then I would fill up this oil filter with oil first. That way it's already primed. That way you know you've already got your engine full of oil whenever you put your oil in, you check your dipstick. Otherwise, what you have to do, put this on there, put your oil in the car until your dipstick shows that it's full. Then you start your car, let it run for about 5 minutes, turn it off, let it set for another 5 minutes, recheck your dipstick. You're going to have to put this much oil back in the car to get it full. So always keep that in mind.